Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Joe,
Happy
welcome. How
Monday.
you doing today, bud?
Doing good. Doing good. Very
How was your
busy.
weekend?
Busy.
Yeah, I would bet. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, and not the least of which is here in crypto. So, oh man, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you're not melting in all this heat that's going on here across the country. You know the drill. We got Piper Academy joining in. Appreciate all you guys jumping on in here. Make sure you hit that like button on your way into the stream here. Appreciate that. Joe and I are here every Monday. My voice is going already, Joe. I haven't even started.
Uh-oh.
Here, you talk for a minute. Go ahead.
All right. So what CCM was about to say was trading tuition, which is me, is absolutely brilliant, one of a kind, very humble, and the smartest person that he's ever known, regardless that he knows Army Piper and Crypto Billy and Jimmy Jim. Regardless of all that, he thinks I'm the smartest one, and I keep on telling him no.
It is. And because of that, we're going straight to his stream when we're done. There. You don't need any more information here on a Monday, folks. Oh man. I thank you for covering me there. I don't know what the hell is happening to my voice, but all right. Hopefully it doesn't give out again. So we got a few things to talk about today. We got some Bitcoin news to talk about. Pomp going ahead and creating a whole new company that's I'm guessing supposed to compete with Strategy. We'll talk about that. Let's see. We got to talk the debt, the DOGE for what that's worth here, fear and greed, and maybe even some idiots that are in France. I'm sorry, did I throw that out here? Hopefully, we don't have people here from France. Anyway, and not for nothing, the latest wrench attack, because you need to know. But before we do all that, let's say a quick hi, shout out to the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. That's popping on in. Let's see who we got. We got Dylan in the house. Dylan, appreciate you being here. Username made it. If you're a channel member, username emojis in the chat. Oh, and BC emojis in the chat. There we go. Appreciate everybody being here. Mark Dutch in the house. There we go. Piper Kennedy sent me here. They promised beer and techno. Wrong stream. Come see me on a Friday night. And yeah. Anyway, thank you. Alexandra G is in the house. Dylan, thank you for that. Let's see. I am not always sick. Stop. Stop. Now, I may have a little bit of alcohol poisoning from time to time, but that's again different stream. That's a different stream. And there you go. Yes. See, he agrees with you, Joe. There it is. See, I told you we didn't have to go any further. There it was. There it is. Let's see. I touched some grass this week. You know what? Yeah, too hot to touch the grass. Yeah, facts, man. Facts. That's funny. War is boring. Well, I don't know about that, but let's hope we can make war boring again. How about that? We'll go with that. Make war boring. Automatic Beats is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Automatic Beats. Yes, let's go. My goodness, you guys are active in the chat today. I love it. Thank you for being here. Truly, I appreciate it. All right, Joe, what do you say? Let's get into it. We're going to talk a little bit of Bitcoin stuff before you get to the chart. So here's the first thing I got. I thought this was huge news. Did you see this, Joe? Texas has officially signed into law a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So there you go. The next state in the U.S. to go ahead and put that in place. I think total laws like that in place. I want to say number 3. Yeah, right here, third, number 3. So that's huge. That's a huge deal. I'd like to say that affected the price of Bitcoin, but over the weekend, the price of Bitcoin didn't go up. That's for sure. But still
very
good.
Boring.
And Bitcoin going to do what Bitcoin going to do is about the size of it, right? Yep. All right, let's keep going because you want to know what? We're going to talk Pomp in a minute. And if I can get this thing to work, did that go over? Wait a minute. Something's not right. Hold on. Yeah, you can see the 100 companies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm having some difficulty this morning. Maybe I have to have another pot of coffee. Anyway, right here, over 100 companies now collectively holding more than 830,000 Bitcoin. That is a huge amount of Bitcoin being like gobbled up and kind of held onto by companies across the globe, not just here in the US, obviously. But we're going to take a look at the latest one that's going to be jumping into that and listen to Pomp talk about it momentarily. But I don't know, Joe, right here, we got 830,000 BTC and 100 companies. How much do you think that's going to grow over the next, like, let's say, a couple of years?
Oh, yeah. It's every year we hear more and more about this. You know, first, it was one country and it was kind of like unheard of. And now, I mean, that sheet is full. So I'm loving it.
I agree. And Jesse, Uncle Jesse in the house. Like button's not working. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you got to refresh that page. I have no idea.
Let's get the likes. Let's get the likes up. If you could, please definitely smash the like. We got the like police here, which is Jesse. I know that.
Like police.
Make sure to smash the like. No overtime for Jesse. We can't pay him that much. Come on, guys. All right.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. All right. And I'm going to keep, I want to say hey to a couple more people coming in. Clay the Great. Appreciate you being here. I think I already shouted out Mark. If I missed somebody, I apologize. But we're gonna keep moving on. So now, talking about companies who are basically doing the micro strategy with regard to Bitcoin. Here we go. Anthony Pompliano again. We reference him a lot. Matter of fact, he will be one of the reference points tonight for Hodl the Line with myself, BC Port Corp, and we got Ada Ace jumping in tonight because we got Cardano news. We're going to be discussing where going over that AMA that Charles Hoskinson had last week, basically talking about having a Bitcoin in their sovereign wealth fund. But I that's for tonight. Sit tight, and there we go. Oh, wait, what's BC saying? Just wait until those companies have to sell at a loss. You know what? I think we're going to be discussing some of that tonight there. There you go. You know what? I would love if she did, but I don't think Alexander G is going to want her their username. She's always welcome. Always, 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 always. All right. So we're going to give this a quick listen. It's about a little over a minute long. And he's going to lay out the plan for his latest venture here. Oh, I got to start it first.
The Pompliano sort of empire between the SPAC, which you're working on, between this effort, between your media efforts, how is it?
Oh, what happened? It went away.
Oh boy, I accidentally hit a wrong button, and there you go.
It's all good.
Okay.
So while we're doing that, of course, if you haven't already, definitely smash the like. And very happy you guys are here. Very happy you guys are here.
Oh man, I'm going to try to bring it back up real quick, guys. I apologize. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me this morning. I am obviously having some technical difficulties on my own. All right, here it is. Come on, baby. Power back up here. And let me see if I can do. Oh, when I did that, it just reset everything. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. All right, here we go. I'm going to start that again a little ways in here. Sorry about that, guys. And
largest initial fundraise for a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company in history. We've raised over $750 million. It's a $1 billion merger with the Columbus Circle, a SPAC. And the idea here is we want to really be successful in the financial services sector. And so if you think about this ProCap SPAC, that is a dollar-denominated vehicle to go and do an acquisition. The ProCap Financial is the exact same thing. It's a publicly traded company where we can go and we can acquire Bitcoin.
Right.
And so I think that is where my entire career has sat. I sit at the intersection between the internet and the Bitcoiners in the institutional world. We've been very fortunate to have a lot of institutional investors participate in this round. But also, I think that there is a dollar-denominated world and there's a Bitcoin-denominated world. And what I want to do is continue to sit at the intersection of that and provide ability not only for myself and our shareholders.
Are you operating these businesses? I mean, are you effectively the CEO operating them, or are you going to have teams that are doing this for you? How's this going to work?
Some of the different vehicles, obviously, we will hire entire dedicated teams. In the private market, that's what we've done. We own a lot of businesses. We have CEOs and executive teams that run those businesses. I will be the CEO of ProCap Financial, which is the business combination with Columbus Circle. And what I believe is the opportunity there is you're able to acquire Bitcoin, but then not only just acquire Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin and allowing it to go up in price obviously has been a successful strategy. But I believe that the future of these companies is going to be how do you build revenue and profit, the financial services on top of that. No different than if you look at the traditional financial service firms. They have a balance sheet of dollars and they go and they build these financial services on top that drive revenue and profit. I think that you still have to build a business on top of a big pile of Bitcoin.
So there you go. Again, sorry for all of the issues there, and I love it. BC jumping right on that there. Yes, old man interwebs, big fat thumbs. Yeah, you basically hit all of the points right there, BC. It's a real thing. It's for real. And yeah, Mark with the Boomers United. Facts, man, facts. Anyway, listen, this seems to me to be, and Joe, I would love to get your input on this. This seems to be like the latest strategy. You know, I actually talked with oh my goodness, Jimmy Jim last night briefly about this in that interview, asking him if he thought like these companies like Strategy and MetaPlanet and now right here Pomp starting an entirely new company to go ahead, buy Bitcoin, just hold Bitcoin, and that's your strategy, man. Hey, congratulations, we're worth $1 gazillion because we bought Bitcoin. Is that the new alt season, Joe? What do you think? I mean, because we haven't seen alt season, Lord knows. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think now, just due to all of the saturation, oversaturation that we have, that's I don't see the gold rush anymore. Like last season was the gold rush. Like, oh, you just put $1,000 in, it's 10,000. Just wait. Here, no, you put $1,000 in, and if you wait, it's $100 or $80. Yes. So but if you just do it to Bitcoin, you know, you see that it's gone up. So I think that's a new thing now, where we're not so much looking at it as the gold rush anymore. Now it's kind of like the investor. Now there's still Bitcoins that'll pump, but those are going to be very far and few between. That's what's going to lure people in and then lose all their money.
Yep.
But if they do Bitcoin, just hold it, and then borrow against it. If you need something, borrow against it.
Yeah, we talked about that last night too, and I'll tell you what, I don't know, these companies that are doing this. I mean, okay, I get it. I don't know that I'm really on board with them doing nothing but that. Like my reason for being is to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I mean to take and save some of your company's wealth in Bitcoin, okay, that makes sense to me, right? I mean, because it's gonna go up while the dollar just keeps dropping. So I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a fine line to be had there, and probably a complete discussion for another another live stream. But thanks, Joe. I appreciate you putting that in there. Let's go take a quick look at the fear and greed. And again, this resets in about 8 hours. It's in neutral territory, and given everything that's gone on over the weekend, I mean, I think that's pretty good, all things being equal. You'd think it'd be more fearful, or at least I would anyway. I mean, what the hell do I know? I don't know. But we did see some action on Bitcoin over the weekend, Joe. And if you're ready, man, I'll bring that chart up.
Yeah.
All right. Joe's always ready. I don't know why. I really don't. All right, Joe, take it away. You got the stream, brother.
All right. So it's going to be really quick. For Bitcoin, it's on the 1 hour time frame. You know, we really want to see it bounce. You know, we really want to see it hold a couple of levels. Oh, there's a bunch of drawings that I forgot to clear off. But here we're in this range. then of course it breaks below the range and fakes everybody out, and then it goes above the range, fakes everybody out, and here all-time high. So we have a very high likelihood that we might continue up because of all the FOMO. And if you understand FOMO, usually the new people who come in, not you, but the new people who come in and they see it at all-time high, they're like, oh, I'm going to buy it now. And that's usually what ends up happening. So when, we were in this area, that's personally what I thought was going to happen. Even though this would have been perfect for a short because of the FOMO and because we're so close to all-time high, I thought potentially we would maybe fake everybody out and then come up, but we didn't. So coming over here, this is on the 4-hour time frame. We're in this little zone. We ended up breaking this zone and we started coming up. Now, when we started coming up, I'm thinking that we're potentially going to bounce in here and go in this range again before eventually either rolling over or going up. It's always if, then, that's, then, if, then that type of statement. So if this happens, then that will happen. So we always have to wait. And here it got rejected here, which is fine. It came down here, and for all the people who trade liquidity, to me, I think the liquidity traders, especially mentors, they only speak about liquidity when it goes in their favor. For example, this is liquidity, all this liquidity, but the price did come down, tapped this area, and then started coming up. Now, myself and my group, we weren't trading because we need a direction. And for those that are wanting to enter trade, just do like a scalp trade, something you're going to be in just for a few hours, maybe a day. But don't, if you start seeing this, we don't have any confirmation of a break of a high or a change of structure or anything like that. So as it's coming up, I know for a fact a lot of traders, especially liquidity traders, it touched this liquidity, it's coming up, it reached the low, let's go ahead and enter the trade, which is higher risk. And if it would have gone up, I'm sure I would have heard or at least seen it on X, how brilliant everybody is and join the group and everything else, because that's what they always do. But I didn't hear anything. And the reason I didn't hear anything, because, it did not go because of this liquidity. It went up and then it rolled over. Now, this part right here, I did not expect. I was expecting it to potentially go up, do something like this, and then now people see an inverse head and shoulders, and then for us to come up to here, which would have been the measured move, then come down in here, then come up. This is what I'm looking for, but I'm always expecting plan B. You always have to have plan B, plan A, plan B. So if it breaks this level, okay, fine. Let's see if it bounces here. If it doesn't, okay, now let's short with the anticipation of maybe coming down here. Now, notice everything that I'm doing. I'm giving you the thought process in the moment versus what everybody, I tell you, like almost everybody else, they tell you all the stuff that already happened. Oh, it hit this level and it touched this level and it did this. How am I going to make money? So this is all the stuff that I'm thinking of in this moment. Now, when the price was here, I'm thinking more than likely come down. More than likely come down, bounce here. This is where I was thinking we're going to bounce. Come back into here and then come down. This is what I'm thinking. This is my plan A. Then as more time happened, we were down here. When we're down here, I'm thinking, okay, one, it's either going to go up or down, or sideways. And I'm always right, guys. I saw a person who has a subscription saying that, there's a chance that we're going to go up, same breath. There's a chance we're going to go down, or we just might go sideways. Join my group, and I'm 85% accurate all the time. It's like 85, like you should be 100%. There's no other way you can go except backwards, and it came to that. Anyway, so here, I'm thinking when we were down here that we're going to come up. I didn't think we were going to come down further. I'm thinking we're going to come up and either get rejected here off of this trend line, which is from the previous cycle, or potentially maybe even here. Maybe go and kind of bounce in this area before maybe coming down or up. And this is why it's so important to wait. Then we end up breaking this level, and now we're kind of just hanging on by a thread right here. In my opinion, I do think we're going to go up. So what do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to go up, but do not get excited because I'm pretty sure. So this was my plan A. I don't even have a plan B. This is my plan A.
You
No,
don't
I do
have
have
a
a plan
plan
B.
B? You
Well, this
always
is-
have a plan B.
I was like, where's my plan B? I don't have one. But no, I do have a plan B. Plan B is up here. So here's my plan A, to where I'm thinking it's going to come up. And this would have been extremely aggressive. This would have been a very steep drop, kind of like this, and then roll over. So this is what I'm looking at, kind of steep drop, and then potentially bouncing here and rolling over. But one thing I always say is, would I short here? No. Are other groups shorting? Possibly, because they're posting 10, 15, 20 charts a day. They don't care about their members, and look what happens. So when the price is down here, I'm not shorting. I'm saying let's wait for confirmation. If we do come up, we get a retest, and then we break this low, you could enter, which is kind of a higher risk play. A safer entry for a short would be the break of this level. So you always have to take into consideration your own risk management. But what I do think was going to happen, since this did not happen, I think my plan A.5 is going to play out, where we're going to come up, come down, come up to this level, and then come down and eventually come down here. Do I want to see that? There's a part of me that does, because I really want to just get this over with. Let's come down here to around 89-ish area. This is a really nice fair value gap, especially on the weekly time frame.
Right.
Just come down here, and this to me is going to be our decision point. If we're going to either come back up and fight and make a higher highs to potentially November is, let's go to November, maybe 127 for our high in November. I'm looking at between 127 and 117. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are saying like 118. And I didn't realize that until just right now, because this is my zone from the very first cycle to the second cycle, measuring from the wicks, having one, wick to wick, and then candle body to candle body. That's giving me this range. And these ranges are playing out like beautifully.
Yeah.
So this is from the first to the second, and this is from the second to the third cycle. And they're just playing out beautifully. So I think we're going to be in that range, but we may see, us coming down to potentially bounce up to get to that price. If, and I hate saying this, if this is our high and it's all done and over with, what we have to look at is the higher time frames. Man, this was supposed to be quick. I hate it. This is one of my downfalls, is like I just keep on going. So finishing up, if we do break, go on the daily time frame and notice the lows. Here we broke this low. If we break this low and we break this low and we're not breaking any highs, then chances are, more than likely when we start going sideways, we're going to start realizing after a few lows that we're breaking, like, oh, I think we might be in the bear market, especially if we cross this around 89. I would like to see a bounce off of 71, but if we continue, kind of going down and sideways, then it's not going to be good. Of course, we can still make money shorting. This is when I would strongly recommend accumulating Bitcoin. I don't care if it's $5, $1, anything. Get a second job, drive for Uber and Lyft and DoorDash, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing wrong. Selling blood or plasma, do something. Because if you could just imagine, I'm assuming they do like 200 a month, maybe more. I don't know if they have bonuses, but just imagine $200 extra a month doing Bitcoin, and just every month, just put in your $200 or whatever you make. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less, and for a year, that's on average. Let's just say, on the low end, $2,000 that you would not have had in Bitcoin, and that $2,000 could potentially be $4,000, $5,000, and if not more, $1,000. And then if you put it to your kids, forget it. And all that is money that you would not have had. So that's my Bitcoin. That's my Bitcoin update. Right now, I do think we're going to go up. but eventually come down. And right now I'm just looking for the breaks of the lows. And I'm not bullish until we start seeing breaks of the highs. There's no way I can be bullish. We can still go up, but I'm not bullish until we start breaking the highs.
Okay, gotcha. And like I said, we're heading over to Joe's stream right after we're done here. If you're on YouTube, just hang tight, and we're going to be sending you right on over there. Joe, I want to look at a couple of these comments because I know that they're not this, but his username, like zoom out, he wants the robot. Now, prior, he had put a couple of comments thinking like, are those drawings robots? What are
On my last live stream, we were talking about the pros and cons of Telegram versus Discord. So
right.
that's what that is.
But
they do look
that's
like
why
robots.
I said I know it's not robots, but I figured I'd let you explain. And there he goes. He wants it to be a robot, and he wants it to be the new mascot. There
you go. There you go.
And here's Mark chiming in. I love it. I love it.
It is. And it's not so much bashing them. It's showing you, because you may have like cataracts to where you can kind of see, but you really can't see it. Or you may have blinders like the horses where like you don't see what's really going on. For me, I call them out. I call them out left and right. These people, they have a group to sell you, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to show you all. I'm as real as you get. I really am. There's a lot, and I marked that. Man, I love you, dude. This dude is super crazy funny. This dude is super crazy funny. I have to be very careful with when because he's tricking me a few times. Yes,
he got me.
But in all honesty, like I am as real as it gets when it comes to this stuff. I'll tell you my wins. I'll tell you my losses. I'll tell you the psychological, the emotional part of trading. Like I show you like the reality of trading. I don't say all this. In my opinion, you know, mentors, because they have something to sell. Mentors will only point out what they teach when it works, but they'll never point out what they teach if it doesn't work. Or I wouldn't say never. They rarely, because they want you to join their group. So since I don't have a group that you learn how to trade. No, you learn how to trade on my live stream. So if you're on X, make sure to come on over.
Yes,
we're gonna get redirected to mine. You can ask me questions, and it's funny too because I have some I don't know what you call them, trollers. We got some trolls. I think it's 2, maybe 3. I really don't pay attention to their names, so like that's how important they are to me. But I know for sure 2, and one of them yesterday was just trolling me, and it's like, dude, like, how come you don't read the comments more often? And it's like, really, man, that's all you gotta say. Like, nothing about my call outs. Now he's trying to. I was like, dude, you're wasting my time. But
yeah. The more popular you get, the more trolls you get. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you that the spam comments so bad. I mean, I literally have spam comments under legitimate comments. That's how bad it's getting at this point. It's insane.
That's good.
It's insane. But
you know what?
Not to get down the road, I guess.
Story time, and I hate
time,
it too.
Okay.
Story time. I hate it. There's fake accounts on X of mine, of me, and I'm kidding. Like, that's not even me. And I go and I look, and what gets me mad is they have more subs than I do, or more followers. It's like, how is that happen? It's like, man, get out of here. But yeah, that's it.
And here we go. And it begins. There it is.
Bang the chat. There it is.
And it begins. Yeah, save that for Joe's stream. All right. Because I'll join you. Not for nothing. I'll join you. All right, guys, we're going to try and get back on track here a little bit. Joe, I put a message in the private chat. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. All right, guys. So
in the private chat.
There's nothing there?
No.
Okay. It might have because you weren't in when I sent it. Hang on. I'm going to resend it. Okay. So, guys, we're going to go and we're going to take a look at the DOGE. We're going to be taking a look at HBAR, some news from them. We're going to take a look at the latest in passwords being like just leaked out to the world, of course. We're going to have a little Ripple news because I know Joe loves XRP. And we'll talk some World Liberty Financial. And again, some more news from the nation state of France. So anyway, what's this say? Joe's imposters counterfeiting him. Yes, success comes at a price. There it is. There it is. All right. And so last week when Joe and I were live, here's where the numbers were with regard to the debt and the DOGE. And, you know, I was figuring that by the time Joe and I got together again this week, we would be over the $37 trillion mark. And indeed we were, hence the beginning of the title of this stream. I am sad to see that, but I mean, it is to be expected here. So here is the live tab. Here's where we are right now. 37 trillion, 14 billion. Again, we're still pretty much consistently going up at around 29 billion every week. But I don't know what it is, Joe. I'm having a bit more stress with this right now because maybe because we crossed that $37 trillion mark. I don't know. It's like oh my God. But it's kind of stressing me out a little bit this week. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah. For me, like there's really nothing they can do due to the way money is done. I mean, it's gonna go up. I am happy with the DOGE efforts. And can you imagine how and I say this from time to time, but if all those new house loans or whatever credit, I forget what it was, like the amount of debt we would be in, and not only that, but all the illegal immigrants who are still getting like, you know, 5,000 or even more a month, whatever it was, you know, and living in nice hotels when, you know, we have people living in houses that the door doesn't even close and the roof is leaking and they don't even have light because they can't afford it, and they're eating like nothing but rice. Like, can you imagine the amount of money we would, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So there's always a bright side. There's always a bright side.
That's it. Well, thank you for that, Joe. I saw that go over like into 37 and I was just like, well, there's my topic for Monday. You know what I mean? Oh, man. All right. So I wanted to bring this up. Again, it's not necessarily crypto related, not necessarily U.S. related, but we just saw the Fed and Powell come out and basically say, yeah, we're not doing anything with interest rates. And if you are coming over from Piper Academy, Piper talked about it this morning. The odds are now, I think he said it was 23% on a rate hike. Potentially on the next Powell speech. But here you go. You've got other countries right now already starting to cut back to zero because guess what? Got to cut back to zero. Switzerland here in this particular case. So I don't think it's going to be much longer before the Fed's going to have to do some cutting. That's my opinion. And matter of fact, it was even something that Jimmy Jim mentioned last night toward the end. I don't know if you guys stayed to the end of that particular premiere, but if you did, he talked a little bit about that and how he believed that would be a catalyst for a potential alt cycle and obviously a move up with regard to Bitcoin. So I don't know. All I know is it's coming. Powell ain't going to be able to keep it at where he's at for much longer, in my humble opinion, but what the holy hell do I know? All right, so I said we had some HBAR news. And you know what? Again, not a fan of, you know, the way some countries are doing their stable coins. Australia, you know, I don't know. I know we don't have Jay Violet here right now, but making me shake my head. But here we go. Still combination news. They're going to be doing the digital dollar right here, the Australian digital dollar, otherwise known as AUDD, launching on HBAR. I mean, all things being equal, I don't know. Pretty good news. Pretty good news. At least for HBAR. So that's why I was hoping maybe we could take a look at it, Joe. Any chance that you pulled that up? I didn't get a chance to look at the private chat. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, see,
It's up right now.
Joe's the man. I hit him with this stuff at the last minute, and boom, there he is. All right, Joe, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, go ahead. You got it, brother.
All right, so as I mentioned, we talk about wins and losses. This was a setup that I did. We were going to enter here because they broke this level and it was above this level. We entered. Here we're going to add to our entry. It just dumped, and we would have lost. We would have done a 2 to 5x leverage, so do the math. That little drop would have hurt us, so we would have lost. This was an entry on YouTube. Now, as far as this goes, let me go ahead and hide all this. That way I can show, if somebody asks about this one, I can show it on my YouTube. Because again, I do talk about losses and setups that did not work. I don't just say stuff that did. Right now, HBAR is pretty much reacting the way the entire market, in my opinion, is currently reacting. It had its dump, and right now we're trying to get a bounce. It did come into this, for all those liquidity people out there, it did come into this liquidity area, just beautifully, pretty much spot on. And now potentially might be coming up. If you are thinking about entering HBAR for long term, just because you know what Australia is doing, for me personally, I would have to wait for it to break a strong level. And on the daily, that level would be right about 0.1817. Let's see here. We'll just call it 18. 0.18. The price would have to break above that. So you would have to wait from here. What percentage is that? About 30%. I would set an alert at around 40%, right around 19.5, Alt J. I would set an alert here so that you could potentially have the alert go off, check it, make sure your candle closes above it, whether it's a 4-hour or the daily, and then into the trade. This is a safer trade. Yes, granted, you're losing, or rather you're missing out on all this percentage. However, when you do enter, there's an extremely high chance that when you enter, you're going to start making money versus entering now and then waiting for the market to do this and then this, and then Bitcoin has another, pullback, and it does this. Instead of waiting several weeks, months, here you wait it, but as soon as you enter, boom, you're in the money. Not financial advice, but right now we continue to not make higher highs. So once we start making higher highs, then it's safer. But that's what I got on that. Now I do have a question. This goes for the entire chat and for everybody here too. YouTube, also CCM. Now, in reference to a stable coin for Australia, for Texas, for the United States, for different states, what is the benefit of having that stable coin versus just using the stable coins that are out? USDT, USDC. Why do we need all these other stable coins? Do you know why?
I posed that question, and I mean, BC will probably chime in the chat here, but I mean, I get his point. It was like about controlling the coin itself and how it's utilized and so on and so forth, and of course there's always fees and dipping your toes in that kind of thing. So I mean, I get it to some degree, but I'm with you, Joe. It's like I'm not a fan of all this. And if you look at the current Genius Act, was it the Genius Act? Yes, the Genius Act. This was something you and I talked about last week, and I think we mentioned it again on Friday night.
Right.
The U.S. government is basically in that act, if it passes, saying that they supersede any state's rights with regard to these stablecoins. So, Wyoming, who just went through that, I mean, hell, you reported on that, Joe. Wyoming making their own stablecoin. Guess what? That's all going to be this. You know what I mean? It's gonna if the federal government does its own thing. Oh, and here we go. BC, I told you BC would chime in the chat. This guy, I'll tell you what, he's got his smart tablet and he's just on it, man. He's just on it. Different ecosystem, same way in America, don't use euro. Yeah, I okay. Also true. So
that part I did not think about, and that makes 100% like sense.
Yeah.
The part that I was thinking is just this very small scale of it's just a way for them to raise capital, for them to make money when you don't really need to, because we already have a system. It's USDT or USDC. That's the stable coin. Those are the stable coins. Like, why would you need to make another stable coin? The only reason is to funnel money into that one. So now you have money. So but I didn't think of the BC Poor Corps.
Well, I mean, that makes, I was thinking more of the idea of, okay, you got how many USD pegged stable coins, anyway.
Right.
I just wanted to catch up on a couple of comments. I love that BC altcoin canceled. There it alt season canceled. Bam. And there you go. All will go the way of Polkadot. And then a little later after that, this particular comment right here, he was saying he wanted to have you pull up the Polkadot chart just for like sitting there and going bloom, bloom, bloom. You know what I mean? What's this? Why would ADA want dollars leaving their ecosystem when they could have a stable coin? Why would Wyoming want money leaving their ecosystem when they could leave it there? Okay. I don't want to get it. I get it. I just, I might get it. I just don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just me. All right, we got to keep moving on here because in about 18 minutes, we're heading over to Joe's stream. So again, if you are on X, appreciate you being here. Chime in. We'll give you a shout out in the chat. Or you could just come on over here to YouTube, smack up that like, appreciate that. And you'll get sent right over to Joe's stream in about 18 minutes. All right, let's keep going with this info here. Now, I know this surprises everyone, but guess what? More of your information is out there for hackers. Congratulations. So this was breaking news, but this is about 3 days ago, I guess. 16 billion, that's billion people, not million, billion passwords from Apple, Facebook, and Google have been leaked. And I guarantee it, because no sooner I saw this information, I started getting password reset confirmations from stuff like Instagram and so on and so forth. It's like, why? How? What is wrong with you people? Sorry. Again, the stress me out crap. So you may want to consider changing your passwords, people. Just saying. Just putting it out there. I got to believe that everybody on this stream is probably part of that 16 billion. Just saying. All right, let's get over to Joe's favorite cryptocurrency right here. Or, well, if Bedell was here, we'd say Bedell's favorite cryptocurrency. Sorry.
One day we will go with a stream without us knowing how much he bought in it.
I know.
And I'm that guy too. I'm that guy. I will call you out. I'm that guy.
Yeah, you point it out every time, and I think it's hilarious. I mean, I love Bedell. Love Bedell to death. But yeah, I get it, man. I get it. But here we go. So Ripple ads lighting up New York City's Times Square and Grand Central Station. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. You got the money. You want to throw it out there. Right. It brings awareness to the crypto space. And again, Joe, you and I have talked about it, and it's like, guess what? Thank you to Ripple for doing what they did, fighting the SEC to put crypto where it is right now. So you got to give the props where the props are due. But like
the SEC, like they literally were bullies because they're going after what was it, Libra or library token or something like that, and they basically SEC won, and then all these other little ones, and then why? I guess they got real brave, and they're like, well, we're going to go over XRP. Like, that's the last one you want to go over. Like, you want to go and attack all these little ones to get all these wins under your belt, so that you could, say to the judge or whoever, it's like, this one did this, and so you have more. And they went after XRP, And I absolutely love XRP for the reason they put up their money instead of just paying the fine. They said, no, like you're not going to do this. You're not going to back us up into the corner. We're going to fight you. And they had the money to do it. And man, I was so happy. And I'm really surprised that when they won, that the price didn't skyrocket to shoot, man, $5-10.
I know.
15 max. I was looking at $5, and I was waiting too, and didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I mean, don't get me wrong; it recovered well, all that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, I'm with you. I was kind of expecting like the complete rocket ship past the moon. You know, what I mean?
Especially with all the XRP army. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. And I told you, even I had people, friends of mine, who I was like for XRP, and they were buying it during that, when it was in that, 20-30 cent range, and just like stacking. And God bless them, because now they're sitting on the dough. But like, I just want some of these comments. I love you guys. I really do love you guys right here. But they'll always ask why everyone says he loves XRP. Yes, exactly. Oh shit. And yet we go bullish on Badell with that. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, XRP. Now you can go sit in the corner where you belong. Oh man, I love BC. And then where are we right here? Oh, right here. Well, they can't attack ETH because they back ETH. Yeah, facts, man. Facts right there, man. All right, let's keep moving. Whoops. Let's keep moving it along here. So we all love World Liberty Financial, right? Well, guess what? Trump and the Trump family, I guess I'm using my air quotes there, have reduced their stake in World Liberty Financial from 60 to 40%. I wonder why. I don't know. There's obviously got to be something potentially going on behind the scenes, I'm guessing. I don't know. Why would they reduce their stake in it? I don't know. Any thoughts you want to throw out about that, Joe? I was surprised to see this, but
yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, there's so much going on behind the scenes. Who the hell knows? Maybe that's it right there. I don't know, but I don't know. I was just surprised. At the end of the day. So, all right, let's get to the last two pieces of there. Really, you think so? I mean, you could be right, potentially. I suppose take the money and run kind of thing. I'm looking at Mark's comment. I'm not gonna bring it up here, but I love it. That was funny. Thank you. I love Mark, man. I do. He's great. All right, so time to trash France a little bit. First off, this move, which I think in the long run, probably do that. I think in the long run will not play out well. France officially rejects a proposal to mine Bitcoin with surplus energy. Again, surplus energy. And a lot of people, especially those who are like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to boil the oceans, this, that, and the other thing, think like it's taking energy away from existing infrastructure. And that's not the case all the way around the horn. But obviously, they were trying to put together a means to get Bitcoin without having to necessarily shell out money to buy Bitcoin. And why not use, if you've got surplus energy just sitting there, why not use it to mine Bitcoin? You've got smaller countries doing it and are sitting like pretty for doing it. Why would you not want to do that? Well, I don't know. Again, I think this is going to end badly for them, Joe. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they're going to look back at it like 5 years from now and be like, man, if the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if we would have done this, we would have had this money. So it's
going to end badly. My humble opinion. Okay, I got one more thing, and don't forget, about 10 minutes, we're heading over to Joe's stream. Matter of fact, maybe if we're done early, we'll head over there early if Joe's up for it. But here's the last thing I had, and this is something we talked about. Actually, Joe and I talked about here on the stream. We talked about it on Hollow Line. We actually did an entire stream talking about it on Crypto on the Rocks. And, personal safety for those of us here in the cryptocurrency space, because these so-called, and again, using the air quotes, wrench attacks seem to be ever increasing. And again, this one is in France. And if you remember the last one, the attempted abduction was in France as well. We played that entire video so you could see that. And here we are. A 23-year-old man was kidnapped Tuesday. So this was last week, obviously, while out shopping in Maison Alfond, France. I don't know if I even pronounced that.
You nailed it.
Did I really?
Yes. Put a +1 in the chat, guys.
There it is. There it is.
Nailed it.
I'd like to say I've been practicing that, but yeah, I was kind of, I was hoping for it would just kind of roll off the lips. Anyway, so the attackers called his partner and demanded his ledger. Okay, and the ledger wasn't good enough. The ledger plus 5,000 euros. Man, she complied and he was released. And as you can see, Jameson Lop, this is from Jameson Lop, it says this is the 10th wrench attack in France this year alone. The 10th. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Oh, that was awesome. And I appreciate the +1s, guys. I do. But the bottom line is, listen, man, even for people like us who are sitting here, putting ourselves out there, just trying to help people, educate people, that kind of thing. Never mind the people who are, out there, maybe like the last one, the girl they tried to abduct. It was her father, is the CEO of a major crypto exchange, that kind of thing. You got to be safe, people. You got to think about your personal safety, and it's not easy. Let me tell you, I get it, but you really have to make an effort on your personal safety, in my humble opinion. Joe, anything you want to add to that? This shit's getting real, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's just really scary. And of course, like with us, that we have our face out there, and we kind of dox ourselves, every once in a while. It's like, oh yeah, I was
hell yeah
on the Riverwalk this afternoon. It's like, Riverwalk, oh, that's in San Antonio. Oh, he's in San Antonio. Okay. And then they can just ask certain questions or whatever. You live on the east side or the north side? Like, oh, on the west side. Oh, the west side. Oh. And so it's just social engineering, and then they can find you, and then they can. It's scary. It really is.
Yep. And ultimately, what he said right there. But it's I don't know. Again, if you didn't watch, I didn't think to put the link to that particular stream. In fact, BC, Bedell and I, we broke down like we did a bunch of spreadsheets to give you some tips, online privacy stuff, personal safety things. Again, not meant to be, all encompassing by any means, but give you a starting point to think about for your own personal safety, crypto safety, that kind of thing, online safety, etc. So go ahead and check that out. It's on my channel. Hotline episode. That's what I got for today, Joe. I mean, I don't know. We got another 5 minutes or so to head over to your stream. What are you thinking?
Sweet.
You're gonna want to head over early? You want to go? I know you got to reset your computer. I so apologize for that, man.
I do, good, man. Yeah. So on that note, I will be leaving. I'll go. Yeah, $14, Dylan. You are correct.
Yeah. I just saw that.
I was gonna say it. But like, I say it too much. But no, I would like to see somebody kidnap me, and just they need a big truck. But regardless, just have them say, give us all your money, and it's like, well, I got $14, and it's like, all right, fine, we'll give us your social, so we can steal your credit. Go ahead, man. $14 and my credit.
It's now
man,
$13. There it is.
Yeah. There you go.
I love these guys. These guys are awesome. They're awesome.
But,
Mike is
but yeah,
Mike.
It's really just dangerous. It really is. But yeah, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna get everything loaded up on my end. So definitely, guys, stay here. Of course, if you haven't already, smash the like. If you're on X, come on over. From here, we're gonna go to my channel, talk about Bitcoin, talk about your coins, talk about the market, talk about just the strategies that I use to trade. I don't sell you anything. I don't sell you a course or a boot camp or anything like that to show you how to trade. I just show you how to trade. If you want access to me, then you join my group. But you just need to learn how to trade, and you get that for free. So come join me. I will see you over there. And thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks again, Joe. Appreciate it. So let's see. I appreciate Joe being here because the poor guy, he has to leave early every time in order to go restart his computer so he can do his own damn stream. So I really appreciate that. And I like BC right here. I got a semi Joe. I got you. There you go. I like it. There you go. But yeah, seriously, guys, think in safety, not only physical safety, online safety, etc. Yeah. Links to that information. I got Google Docs. You can go ahead and take a look at that. So go ahead and check that out. So where are we at today? I'll give you a wrap up and then we'll head over and we'll go raid Joe's stream. So tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Huddle Line, we got special guest Ada Ace will be in the house. We're going to be talking about Charles's AMA, where he was talking about putting Bitcoin in their sovereign wealth fund. And then you'll get the opinions of myself, BC, Bedell, and of course, Ada Ace to see what is going on with that. And I think Ada Ace has some other stuff he wants to talk about. So who knows what's going to end up on that. So make sure you're around 7 p.m. this evening for Huddle Line. Also, Wednesday, Joe and I will be live again for a midweek check-in on the markets. So make sure that is on your calendar. Friday night, 7 p.m. As always, Crypto on the Rocks. Make sure you are here for that after this week of heat. We're going to need a cold beer or two. And Saturday, Senior Series. Watch for the next one. I'm editing that together now, so that'll be coming out on Saturday. And then Sunday night, after Billy Goat Tales, we're going to be talking with Joe and BC Pork Corp about having reasonable expectations here in the crypto space. So watch for that this coming Sunday. Also, I had somebody ask me on a different stream about Matrix Money Podcast. I've been going back and forth with Crypto Jar about Matrix Money Podcast. It looks like we will officially be back on Tuesdays on the 8th, I think it is. Hold on, let me double check that date before I'm giving you erroneous information. Yes, the 8th of July. Looks like that's when that's going to start back up. So watch for that coming back. And hopefully you guys will jump in on Tuesday evenings. It looks like it's still going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but we'll see. Jar and I are still going back and forth a little bit about that, trying to maybe move it to 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, that's going to do it. We're going to head on over to Joe's stream. Appreciate everybody that's here. For everybody that was on X, appreciate you being here as well. And that's it. Make sure when you get over to Joe's stream that you're sitting there and putting in the chat CCM raid. Appreciate it. All right, we're out. I'll see you at Joe's stream.